today. I am going to share something that I've never shared publicly before. I haven't been on a date in 4 years. Even better, I haven't had sex in 4 years. I know, shocking. The moment I said that, I could feel everyone collectively, virtually, sit up and lean in forward to investigate what I look like and perhaps how old I am, to discern whether my abstinence is because of choice or a lack of choice. Don't worry, I'm not offended. Let's just say I've grown used to being scrutinized. Let's back up. In 2013, I decided to write a memoir called I Am Yours. I Am Yours is the story of my childhood and teenage years in Bangladesh and Thailand, my immigration journey to the United States, and the adversities I overcame in my 20s, like rape, assault, harassment, and intimate partner abuse, to ultimately find my voice and my power. I decided that I Am Yours would be not only a memoir, but I would adapt it into a screenplay, and I gave myself 10 years from 2013 to 2023 to chart that entire project from manuscript to memoir to screenplay to screen. And last year, I Am Yours, the memoir, was published on February 5th, 2019, and last night I flew in from LA after a week of thrilling meetings with my brilliant screenwriting partner, Dara Resnick, and our management teams as we finalized the last details on our screenplay before sending it off to producers like Reese Witherspoon, Bruna Papandrea, and Charlize Theron. Now, most authors choose to not adapt their own books into screenplays, but I went to college for acting and writing for theater and film, and I love power. I love having the total, unflinching, unapologetic agency to author my narrative. It is, for me, non-negotiable. Now, power and agency occur in different forms, but at all times, power means the ability to make and have impact. Power means the ability to set and lead the tone on how things are done. Power means the ability to employ myself and others and to mobilize change within Hollywood and the media. In short, power means access to leadership, access to money, and access to choice. And anybody who tells you that power and money don't matter are people who grew up with easy access to both, and that is the luxury of privilege. Charlize Theron, Reese Witherspoon, Bruna Papandrea. I have been working since 2013 to reach these powerful women, word by word, step by step, goal by goal. And so much of this thrilling moment in my career can be traced back to one life-altering decision I made on June 25th, 2016, when I took harsh inventory of my daily schedule, and I saw that although I was being diligent, there was one quota of time that was being quite lazy, that wasn't being invested toward my immediate priorities and goals. That daily, lazy ration of time spent scrolling through Tinder, then Bumble, then Raya, flirting and texting, and perhaps going on a date or two with people I wasn't sincerely invested in or connected to, meaning I was wasting their time and my own. I realized that although in my professional life, intention and focus are core to who I am, in my dating life, I wasn't operating with either one of those things. The moment I realized this, it was so easy to drop recreational dating culture like an allergy I just didn't need. I decided that for the time being, instead of dating men, I would date my ambition. Now, what is fascinating are the reactions I began receiving from other people at social gatherings when asked, "So, are you dating anyone?" And I replied, "No. I've taken a break from dating people. I'm actually dating my ambition." The look of horror I would receive would be akin to my saying, "I'm actually really into bludgeoning baby seals with my bare hands. You should try it. It's my new thing. It's fabulous for the skin." I received 4 kinds of arguments. The argument of fun, the argument of trauma, the argument of time, and the argument of biology. "Oh, but honey, you gotta live a little. Babes, you gotta have some fun. Loosen up." 2. "Oh, but bless your heart, sweetheart. That is the PTSD talking. It's all the trauma from your 20s and 30s, from when you were raped and the abusive marriage and the divorce. I know it's scary, but you deserve love like everyone else." thinking about your mother, that poor woman, after everything she sacrificed. And number 4, the most frequent response, oh, but honey, you're so pretty. By the way, that is the identical response I've received when I've told people that although I do want to have kids, I intend to do so, and I've always planned to do so, through adoption, and biologically would be a bonus. But you're so pretty. It is all connected. As if to say that a woman's inherent purpose cannot be fully realized unless she is birthing someone, nurturing someone, or being romantically or sexually involved with someone. As if to say that by opting out of these things, even momentarily, I am somehow robbing myself and society of our fully realized potential. Now, on the surface, all of these comments came from love. But under the surface, there was one word: fear. Fear. The assumption that I am somehow robbing myself or society of our fullest potential, that is someone else's fear projected onto me, assuming that their fears are my fears driving my intentions, when actually it is the opposite. My life doesn't operate according to fear, be it mine or anybody else's. If we look closer, this isn't a story about fear, pain, or even trauma. This isn't a story about sex, or not having sex, or dating or not dating. This is a story about power. Of course, my career has thrived because I have been able to invest unapologetic, unflinching agency to architect my day, which is to say, to author and empower my larger narrative. It's about being able to ask yourself, am I the author of my life, or am I reciting a script written for me by others? It is about being able to say, am I in alignment with my most audacious dreams? As for me, I have been able to track 3 types of growth over these last 4 years. 1, I've become more confident. Well, this will happen if you are flying solo and yours is the only voice making any decision in your life, from what I feel like watching tonight as a movie to the way I want to balance my funds in order to rent and buy real estate. Through this self-governed daily leadership, that has translated into professional confidence. After years of being a quiet scholar, after years of being a woman who orbited around the opinions of others, I kickstarted my speaking career by training myself and then cold calling universities and conferences to get them to hire me with unladylike assertiveness. Number 2, I have become calmer. Now, the beautiful part about partnership is that you can attach to and rely on someone else, and you can outsource for joy, courage, and help to navigate fear. By being my first and only responder, I have started to foster my own courage. My dad jokes that I have become my own Roomba of my own destiny. Number 3, I have become happier. I've spent decades orbiting around the needs of others, of saying yes to every demand, and also muting my voice during it all. And when you say yes to everything and everyone, your no holds no value, and over time, your yes loses gravity as well. Our lives hinge on the day we learn the power of our no and the authority of our yes, so that we can finally be able to say yes without resentment and pressure, and no without shame or guilt. My life hasn't been off kilter. This has been the most balanced I've ever been. Essentially, what I've been doing over these last 4 years is that by taking a break from dating men, I developed my masculine energy to align with the feminine powers of compassion, empathy, cooperation, community building, all of those feminine energy qualities that I was encouraged to develop. But now I've been able to develop some of the qualities that we associate with the masculine, that we so admire and trust in the good men in our lives. Assertiveness, unapologetic confidence, the quick, easy enthusiasm to lead a conversation, a family, a household, a business, a company. I have become balanced. Imagine a world where we all took the time to become more balanced and whole. We would love each other better. I would be remiss if I didn't address the elephant in the room, which is trauma. Yes, After years of having my no ignored by countless people multiple times, I finally reclaimed the power that had been ripped from my body, and I taught myself the power of my no and the authority of my yes. So of course my career is thriving, and now I am better equipped for future love, to re-engage as a whole, healthy, happy, confident person, to be able to give more. Imagine if we all took the time to become more happy and confident on our own feet, to speak in our truest voice. We would love each other in a way that didn't wound. We could, instead of loving from the raw gaping wound, we would love from the scar. That newly hewn and healed skin, tougher and wiser than the original. That is proof of the human body's design for resilience. About 10 days ago, I became an American citizen on February 4th, 2020. Now, this was a long journey for me. There were 52 of us from 25 countries being sworn in at our ceremony. And there were 25 different translators whispering line by line of the Pledge of Allegiance, Bengali, Hindi, Russian, Spanish. I looked around in reverence, thinking, none of us come here to take anything from anyone else. If anything, we are here to give. A clear line can be drawn from anyone who is threatened by my decision to live my life on my terms, with immigrants who come to the United States, to think that we are somehow here to steal power away from someone else. No, we are purely trying to reclaim our human right to agent and author our narrative on our terms, to live in alignment with our most audacious dreams and freest voice, a human right. Prior to my ceremony, to compose myself, I went to the ladies' room, and as is universal law, the stall I was in was sandwiched by two other women having a conversation, bawling their voices over the stalls. And I could tell that they were speaking in Bengali, my original mother tongue, a daughter and a mother. And the daughter was reassuring her mother that she would do fine on her interview, that she would be passed for citizenship. It's a daunting process. I exited the stall, I washed my hands, and I took out a notebook, a pen, and some Scotch tape that I carry with me at all times. I wrote on the notebook the line that my beloved screenwriting partner Dara has been whispering as our mantra through this entire writing and pitching process for the movie. This is the one I will fight for. I take the love on the mirror for the mother and daughter to find. Someone in this room is navigating a difficult decision. If you have in the past compromised for decisions that are beneath your most free, brave voice, claim this love note as your own, as blessing and permission to agent and author your narrative. Stand in the power of your no and the authority of your yes. We are each the architects of our resilience or our victimhood. Don't play a supporting character in your life when technically you are the main character. Become the voice leading your story. Thank you.